Hey guys, how's it going? Danconia here and welcome back to Overcoach. So, we are on Hollywood today. We are taking a look at a support player, support Ana player in gold. This is Vackyodee, and this should be really interesting. We've been taking a lot of look at tanks recently, so let's see where we get here. We're obviously on console. You can see the underscores and the spaces. You only get that on console. So, what are we looking at in terms of a lineup here, shall we say? A roster, a hero selection. That's what I'm looking for. So, on our team, we have obviously you on the Ana, we have the Zenyatta, we have the Reinhardt, the Zarya, the Junkrat, and the Torbjorn. Torb's pretty good at countering dive, and looking at it, they have a Genji. It's really going to annoy him. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And what the enemy team is running, well, the Genji is a bit of an outlier, but it's fairly okay what they're running. I mean, at this level of the game, as long as you're good enough on the hero you play, to a certain extent this applies, but as long as you are good on the hero you play, you should be able to climb to a certain amount anyway, before like team play becomes absolutely massively critical. And it's a lot of things that people get really mixed up with, is because they like, well, my team's not working, this is why I'm losing, blah 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 blah. Well, no, you're probably at the elo you're at because you deserve to be there, being brutally honest. So, we're keeping good positioning here, we're keeping far back. I like this. We tried to get a purple on them. I understand what you were doing there. We did hit the shield though. We weren't keeping an eye on. Nice sleep on the Moira. We didn't keep an eye on our Reinhardt there, but there was nothing we could do. He was purple. That's possibly not the most optimal of nades. We didn't really get much for that. Again, nice sleep on that Genji. He should die now. Unlucky, she faded out. We're keeping a fairly good position here. We're keeping as out of the fight as we possibly can. We need to heal our Zen. We're keeping a good distance. I do like our positioning though. I keep saying it, but I do like our positioning. A bit too far forward here though, I would say. You are looking for a lot of aggressive grenades, which is something to keep an eye on. And your grenades haven't really come off too much. We tried to sleep the Genji there. If we sleep the Genji there, do we get much from it? I don't know. We nano the Rhine. He's gone in super duper deep. There's nothing we can do about that. We need to heal that. We need to heal Junkrat. We need to heal Junkrat. That was a magnificent sleep, by the way. That was a magnificent sleep. Good job on that sleep. So now we prioritize Rhine. Unlucky, that was close. Your sleeps are good. I like your sleeps a lot. There's only one you've really yeeted into nothing. And let's be honest, we all do that every now and then. We know the Genji's still there, but he's going to get out, so we don't go following him. I wouldn't go challenging him. He's going out. He's going out. Now. Oh dear. So look what's just happened. So we are flanking them as Ana because we saw the Genji and we were like, I'm going to F you up. And fine, he's half health. You're throwing a grenade at a solo Genji. But look what's just happened on our front line. Our Reinhardt's died. Why has our Reinhardt died? Because he is relying on solo Zen heals. So, in some respects, and I don't want to be really rude about this, but I've got to mention it, he died because you were out of position. You were not healing your team there. You were DPSing as Ana in some respects. He's dead. Or not. And well, we picked their Rhine. Our Rhine needs to come back quickly. Our Torb's going off on one. We lose our Zen though. Nice sleep again, but we're dead to the dash. Do we turn this? I think we do. They can just sustain a little bit longer. But you see, this is a long extended fight that's gone very wrong. And the reason it's gone very wrong is because we went kill chasing the Genji and not healing our front line. Again, this is not where we want to be. This is not where we want to be at all. This diva is oblivious to what's going on behind her. We should kill her. We should kill her, and we're not going to because we missed and she killed us. So that's a failure of mechanics there. We could have killed that diva, but again, I wouldn't advise coming out through that room as Ana. If you're a flanking DPS or something like that, we can do it. We have turned this fight though, luckily. But yeah. You can see why that fight went to muck because of your positioning and not being in a position to heal your front line. Luckily, we haven't got super duper punished for it. We haven't even given up a tick, which is actually very, very good. And a failure of the enemy team to capitalize. Great sleep. We are dead. Yeah. Little bit too far forward there. And we got cut off. We just a little bit too far forward, and then they came in with a push, and we got cut off from our team, and so we were just out in the open, and we were just cannon fodder, especially for Bob, who came in right in front of us. Again, we're using this area. We should kill this Ana. Nice, and that is point A hold. So. It may look like a fantastic hold, but it could have been much, much more comprehensive, even though it wasn't. I know it was 0%, they didn't get a single tick, but it could have been even more comprehensive if it was just for some, not for some positional mistakes. That's the one big error in that defense there, is your positional mistake going after the Genji and not healing your Reinhardt. Your Reinhardt doesn't die there because you should be in the back line pumping your heals into him. But he just was relying on a Zen heal, and he probably wasn't expecting his Ana to be off flanking a Genji somewhere and out of the way of her team. So that's the big mistake on that defense, but it hasn't cost you, luckily. I have a feeling we're probably going to roll this attack fairly quickly, considering the length of the VOD. So we will see. But yeah, so what we've seen so far is your sleeps are pretty darn good, although this could be a match where you just popped off on your sleep. But so far your sleeps are really darn good. Your nades are okay. I've seen you using them quite a few times as finishing blows instead of actually just shooting people, and I think your mechanics let you down slightly at times with that. We're not able to get the last shot, so we eat the grenade instead. And just that positional error. In Ana, we do... In Ana? On Ana, we do not need to be anywhere near the front line, because we are a sniper healer. It's an incredibly... Again, wait for your Rhine. We knew he was sucking there. For want of a better word, I couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of the flipping ability. But we knew he was doing that, so why did we eat the sleep in? And we are AFK. So this is something we don't do in a match, isn't it? I don't care what level of the game you're at. This doesn't happen. We can't be AFK in a match. How long are you AFK for? How long are you AFK for? Look at your team. They're lucky they have a Moira. I mean, the enemy team is one down, so it's kind of like, well, whatever, but don't go AFK. Jeez, Louise. We don't do that. We win this anyway. Can't heal anyone that's purple. We need to heal our Ashe over there. Nice, we got them in the end. We need to heal our Moira. Nice. That nade got nothing. It was misaimed, should we say? Okay. So, takeaways from this. There was not really much to say on the attack, was there? Because the attack was a roll. Even though you were AFK for a good, we could say, 10 to 15 seconds. Which is not great. I have a suspicion you probably, because you were on console, you were messaging someone who had possibly messaged you. But in that case, I'm sorry to be brutally honest, but the message can wait until the end of the competitive match. This is a competitive match, not a quick play match, and you shouldn't be AFK at any match anyway. So let's just get that out of the water. But the second thing, obviously, we got more from the defense, and on the defense, it's just a case of positioning was ever so slightly off. We could have been a bit further back than we were at times. Sometimes your positioning was fine, sometimes your positioning was a bit too far forward, you get drawn into things, which I've seen Anna's do before. We went kill chasing a Genji on Ana, and we let our Reinhardt die because of it. And that's just me being brutally honest. Our Reinhardt died because we were out of position and not healing our team. Simple as that. That's why that Reinhardt died. Not because he was necessarily overextending, because he wasn't that far forward. And our nades have been not perfect. Our nades have not been perfect. The sleeps have been on point. I will definitely say that, but the nades have not been perfect. I think we yeet them sometimes just to finish people off when we can finish them off with a bit more accuracy on our primary fire. And sometimes we're yeeting them into things we know that are not going to get past. We didn't arc it right to get it over the Rhine barrier, so it hit the Rhine barrier, got nothing. That was on the defense, and on the attack we yeeted it straight into a I can't remember what the thing's called, the hand sucky thing. We yeeted it straight into a Sigma, and when he's using that ability, then it's just going to get eaten and it's going to get no value. So yeah, but I have seen us use it defensively and offensively. We've had more luck using it defensively, but we're not getting too much value out of our grenades either. So that's another thing we can improve on. So don't go AFK in matches, first of all. Second of all, try and get more value out of your nades. Don't just use them willy-nilly. And don't get drawn into kill chases or into a fight. We are Ana, we can take distance. But yeah, don't get drawn into fights, because we can always take distance as Ana. That's the way she's built. That's what's so unique about Ana compared to a lot of the other supports. And again, the same advice goes for like someone playing DPS on Widowmaker or McCree, or well, McCree you can argue, but Soldier especially, and Widow and Ashe, you can just take distance. And what the great thing about that does, especially for Ana, is unless that team is running dive, it makes you very, very hard to shut down. And so it means that you can get a ton of work done, healing your team, keeping your team up. And the more you can heal your team, the more you can keep your team up, then the more your team gets done. Especially your tank line. But yeah, that's the takeaways from that one. But I'm going to leave it here for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.